Hey, what is up, you guys? My name is Frank Mularcik, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I think is one of the best side hustles out there in 2020 and going into 2021, and that's actually charging electric scooters. So first, we're just going to talk about what exactly that is and what the process for that looks like, and then we're going to discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages, and also discuss how much you might expect to earn while doing this, and what kind of person this might work out for best. So make sure to like the video and subscribe to show your support. It really helps me out. And let's jump right in. So I'm sure everyone has seen those little electric scooters around cities and such, and you can just scan them with your phone, and then you pay a few bucks and you ride it wherever you want. But someone's got to charge those. So that's where we come in, or at least I come in, as I've participated in this. So these companies that own these scooters and put these scooters out there, they'll basically pay you and you go and collect the scooter and then you charge it and then you return it into the city. So at least in the US and what I'm familiar with, there's basically two main companies that make these scooters and put them out there, and those are Bird and Lime. And right now with with Bird at least, to my knowledge, you can't really charge them. Basically, sort of because of the pandemic, I think they still have them out there, but they just have their own like employees charging them. So you're like, if you do this, you're like a subcontractor. So you're not directly employed by that company. They just pay you. So the one I'm familiar with is Lime, and that's what I've been doing. But I've heard it's just about the same with both of the companies. So to get started, basically you just go on the website and you sign up to be what they call a juicer, which means you're going to charge the scooters. So once you get registered, you can get the app and sign in and get started. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. So basically you get this map and there's a page for picking up at the top here. It's selected at picking up and then dropping off. So to pick up, there's basically, if you can see, there's these little green pins, and that basically shows that there's a scooter to pick up, and it'll tell you how much it is and what percent the battery is, and it also tell you like exactly when you have to drop it off by. So you pick it up, and to do that, you just go over here, and then you hit this pickup button at the bottom here, and then you scan the little barcode, and it picks it up for you. And then you go back to your house or wherever, and you charge it. And then you go over to the drop-off section here at the top, and there's all these little what are called hubs, which is where you have to drop them off. And so you can select those, and the little numbers here, that just shows how many spots are available at each one. And they're not like, these aren't like anything official. It's just like somewhere on the sidewalk that you drop it off, like within this range of this little spot on the screen. And these like change around from time to time. So one of the biggest advantages of this is, I mean, you're basically a contractor or a freelancer or whatever. It's a side hustle, so you can basically do it on your own time. Whenever there's scooters available, you can go pick them up and then drop them off. And there's really no commitment, like you have to do it X amount of days a week or anything like that. You can just do whatever you want. And also one of the advantages is basically the more efficient you are, the more you're going to earn. So if you have like a larger vehicle or something like that, you can fit a lot of those scooters in there. You can probably fit dozens in there. And so that's going to be much more efficient, and you can make a lot more money with not much time. So I think that's where it really becomes lucrative, is when you can pick up a bunch at once, and then you can basically make a lot of money. And then one of the biggest disadvantages, I think, is that the majority of the scooters are only available at night. So I'm not exactly sure how it works for Bird, but for Lime, any scooter that's below 50% battery, I think, is available for charging, but it's not available until after 9 or 10 p.m., and that time fluctuates a little bit based on what city you're in. And then you charge it overnight, and then you have to return the scooters in the morning, and usually it's either by 7 a.m. or 10 a.m., again, depending on where you live. So here in Cincinnati, the scooters become available around 9:50 or 10 o'clock every night, and then they have to be dropped off by 10 in the morning. And there's also some that are available throughout the day, but those are ones that are like ultra low on battery. I think that's less than like 20% battery or something like that. So you can do some during the day, but you're not going to really get many. So for some people, this can be a problem because of their schedule or whatever. But for a lot of people, a side hustle is something you're going to be doing after work in the evening anyway. So it could work out. These aren't necessarily disadvantages, but these are just some of the problems that I've personally had that haven't made it as lucrative for me. So I did this a lot in September and October, but I haven't really done it at all in November just because it's just not been as lucrative recently. So one of the big things is I don't have a car, so I have to just ride them back to my dorm room, and then I also live on the third floor, so I have to carry them up the stairs. So it's really not super efficient, and I really can't do many in a night. So that's really my limitation with that. And then also recently, at least in my area, the rates that you get per scooter has been like dropping. So it's really, I just feel like it's not really worth my time anymore. So that's why I haven't been doing it. But I think in the future, if I like have a car that can fit a bunch of them in there, and I have a place that's like on the first floor where I can easily unload them into my house to charge, that I feel like I can make a lot of money doing that. So maybe in the future I'll get into it again, or if the rates go up or something like that. But at this point, I'm not really doing it anymore. So you guys probably want to know exactly how much you get paid for these. So currently, as you can see, in my area at least, the rate is about $3, $3.25 per scooter, which is pretty low. It was up near $4 or $5 in September when I started. And then if I go over here to earnings, I can show you guys my total so far that I've earned is $196. And like I said, I didn't do any in November so far. I earned $83 in October and $112 in September. So, I mean, for me, who doesn't really have any income at all at this point, that's like a decent chunk of money, you know, and I really didn't put a whole lot of time in. I also made a spreadsheet through October where I sort of tracked how much I made and approximated the time. So I'll show you guys that real quick. All right, so this is just like a basic spreadsheet. I just put the date and then how many I did that day, and then I just estimated the amount of time I spent picking them up and dropping them off, and then I recorded how much I was paid. So basically, you can see I did 21 scooters, and that get me $83 for the month of October, and then my average hourly rate was like $13.78. So that's really not anything stellar at all. I mean, I guess it's more than I made at my job back home. I think I made 12 bucks an hour there, but for a grown person or an adult, that's really not anything great. So that's what I made. But like I was saying before, I was definitely doing things very inefficiently, just given my circumstances. And for someone who maybe had a large vehicle and lived in a convenient place, this I think could be very lucrative. So the way I actually became aware of this opportunity was from a YouTuber named Biaheza, and he did a video, I don't know, a year or two ago maybe about it. He went into LA and like met up with this guy who did it, and they kind of hung out for the night. And that guy said in the last like 5 months, or in the 5 months prior to the video at least, he made like $20,000. So that's a pretty crazy number. I was definitely surprised. So you can definitely make a good amount of money just depending on how much time you're willing to put into it and what kind of a vehicle you have and stuff like that. So I think it's a really good side hustle for some people, and I think I would definitely be interested in like pursuing this more once I get to a point in my life where it's like a better strategy and it's more efficient for me. But that's where I'm at, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. The quote of the video is "Do or do not. There is no try," and of course that one's a famous quote by Yoda, and so I just wanted to include that because it's just important to sometimes commit to something and just go for it. And have that mindset that you're going to be able to accomplish it no matter what, and that really can be a big asset along the way. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you guys do have any questions about this side hustle, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments below. I do have some experience with this, so I would love to help you guys maybe start out for yourselves, because I think it's a really good way to earn some extra money and maybe even fuel your investments even more. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later.